Now, of course, the one word that has really taken over all of our conversation here today on Startup Daily is consumer. It's all about the consumer data right. And one of the first to go live with open banking was consumer-focused Frollo. So to tell us more, we're joined by Piet van der Boer in studio. Piet, talk to us about Frollo. We've spent a lot of time talking about it. It's all about the consumer. You guys are one of the first, one of the originators on open banking. Tell us about the journey.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're Frollo. We're purpose-driven fintech. Basically, what we do is we help other businesses use open banking data to deliver better customer outcomes, whether that's increasing the savings, reducing debt, or just delivering a better customer experience, a more personalized customer experience. We do this for fintechs, for banks, for lenders, for consumer platforms like CanStar and REA Group. And the first use case that we have brought to market was actually our own B2C app. So we have a personal finance management app that users can use to get an overview of their finances, budget their finances, get insights into where they spend more, when they spend less, and kind of improve their financial well-being. That went live about a year and a half ago now. So it's been quite a journey, getting all the data holders on board, connecting to everyone, learning from consumer experiences and feedback, and trying to improve things. Now here we are.
Because you guys are one of the few, we often talk to the people that are working in the background, that are providing the data or connecting all the different points. You are very much at the forefront of the point, where people come into. Yep. What are some of the things that you've been hearing from the consumers that you do interact with about how they deal with open banking, or if they even know it's a thing?
Well, I mean, that's a good point. And look, I would say primarily we are a B2B business. So we primarily provide open banking solutions to other businesses. But the great thing about our consumer app, and the reason we have it really, is to learn from consumers. And look, there's been many things that we've seen. One thing, for example, we use screen scraping and open banking data in our app, and we also offer that to our customers. And one thing that we have seen is that people much prefer the way we deal with open banking data and how quick it is, and the fact that they don't have to share any account credential to any third party. So those are real benefits for open banking. Now, we could go into all the details about joint account sharing and all that. I think it'll probably bore a few people. I guess it suffices to say that we're definitely on the right track. And the great thing is, just when you think about how open banking has rolled out to date, in the last 6 months, 59 banks have started sharing open banking data. 59. Last year there was 5. In the last 6 months, 10 businesses have got accredited to use open banking data. We've got 5 more CDR access models, different ways to use open banking data. So I think we're really at a tipping point now where in the next year, you will start to see many more use cases pop up everywhere.
Now, I spoke earlier with Jessica from the Treasury, and she was talking us through some of the reasons that they've broken down the barriers to entry. Obviously, as you said, last 6 months have really seen a ramp up. Has that been because it's been made easier to get into so that more people can get involved, or is it because people are now seeing the benefits of being involved?
Look, I think, as I said before, I think we are at a tipping point, right? And these new access models have only just been announced and confirmed, so it will take a little while before really there's a lot of uptake of them. I mean, some of them will only come into effect in February. There's a real interesting one, though, that I think I should highlight, and that's the CDR representative model. The reason for that is, well, one, it is available today because it's been, the legislation's been passed, it's commenced. But the thing is, there's a really interesting opportunity for fintechs to work with open banking providers, the end-to-end open banking providers, like for example, Frollo, who don't just take care of the data collection, but also aggregation the categorization or enrichment and the use case itself. The reason for that is when you work under the CDR representative model, ADR like Frollo is fully liable for the fintech they work with. So there's a bit of risk there that you need to manage. And the way we've built our platform is that we can provide the most popular use cases, such as personal finance management, lending, customer onboarding. We can provide an end-to-end solution within our platform, minimizing the risk, and therefore, basically the fintech does not need accreditation as a representative of Frollo, and we're able to offer that to them with less risk for us because it's all in a controlled environment. And that's available today.
And that one of your recent partnerships sort of utilizes all those aspects. So, REA Group, you've got a pretty big deal with them. Just talk us through that one and how I guess those sort of partnerships will become more and more the norm.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're super excited about our partnership with REA Group. What we've done there is we've launched a financial passport with them, an open banking powered financial passport to help consumers be better prepared in their home buying journey. So what it does is it gives consumers a quick snapshot of their finances in an easy to read PDF that they can download and they can take to their broker or their lender and have a conversation with them. I mean, that's generated instantly when you connect your accounts on real estate website or app. Compare that to the old way of doing things, right? Where a consumer has to download all their bank statements, email them to their broker. The broker has to comb through all the line items to figure out what their income is, their expenses, probably a bit of back and forth even to get all the right data and to interpret it correctly. All of that is automated now. We use our AI to identify income, to assign spend categories, to see what your assets and liabilities are. All those things combined to give a full, accurate, and a reliable financial picture of your finances, so that the broker and the consumer can actually spend their time having a more valuable conversation. So consumers can go on the website now, the real estate website, the app, and they can download a free financial passport today.
So I have been asking this of every guest on because everyone's got slightly different wants and needs for the next 12 months. What is Frollo's wants, and sort of what are you doing yourselves to help improve the consumer data right concept?
Yeah. So look, I think our wants for the next 12 months are more live use cases. That is really what we want. And again, I keep coming back to this, but we're at a tipping point. I reckon the next year will be about increasing accessibility or access to open banking use cases. A year from now, we sit down here, we can look at the open banking landscape in Australia, and we will see many more live use cases, open banking use cases in Australia, some of which will have succeeded and even started to scale. Others will have failed, but that's all part of the innovation cycle we're in. What we're doing in the next 6 months, we'll be bringing on at least 6 or 7 clients on open banking. We're launching with them within the next 6 months, if not more. And hopefully more will join us and start to bring this to consumers so that they can use it, businesses can learn and can prove out use cases before we can actually start to scale this thing.
Well, Pete from Frollo, thank you so much for joining me on the Startup Daily Show today.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now that does bring us to the end of the FinTech Australia series here on Startup Daily, but only to the end of the 2021 year. We hope to come back next year in conjunction with FinTech Australia as we bring you more and more stories from the FinTech community. Of course, in the meantime, you can always go to startupdaily.net for all the latest FinTech news from Simon and follow us on Twitter at StartupDailyANZ. We're going to take a very short break, but Ausbiz Live will be back after this with all of today's market coverage.